Hello, and welcome to the REL 9 and 10A weekly recap. I believe we're on week 4. That is what the day 4, week 4, same difference. That's what Blood Bowl 2 says anyway. I'm Chaos Baloo.
And I'm Dwigs, guys.
Uh, and we're doing the thing. Let's just get
Yeah.
straight into it with Div 9. So, our first game. Oh, no, that's actually an admin game. Whoops. Our first game, as I said, Mystery Science Goat 3000 versus the Railton Circuit.
And this one, I think we both got wrong when we picked it last week. The Agi Chaos ended up coming out winning 2-1.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta say, I am happy to be wrong.
Me too.
Let's see. In terms of injuries, there was one important injury, and it was a move bust on a now level. Wow. On a very well developed catcher for the Royalton Circus.
Yeah, it looks like, because he leveled in that game too, and it looks like the level he took was a movement up. So
Wait,
he's
really?
fixed. Yeah,
oh
just
wow.
a little
That's I would not have done that.
broken.
That's okay. Let's spend a level and 30K to fix this injury, or just make a new one. Like, he doesn't have any special. He only has a bunch of normals, right? So I feel
Yeah.
like you can afford to replace him.
Well, he's got a
maybe
week
not.
to decide.
Sorry.
He's got a week to decide, so the guy's got to miss next week anyway. So
Yeah, that's
he
true.
can still think about it.
Like, well, maybe he can't literally afford to replace him. Actually, like,
But yeah,
if he hadn't gotten a move bust, then he has sure feet and sprint, so you definitely take the movement up. It seems like a no-brainer. But
Yeah.
he did get the movement bust, which kind of breaks his whole thing. Like, it's the perfect level up for this player, and then he just ruins it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's what Chaos does.
Mm-hmm.
Ruins everything.
Although in this case, they didn't really ruin much else other than that catcher. This was a pretty low damage game.
Yeah.
Not that many blocks. A lot of ball possession for the Chaos. Not a lot of injuries.
Yeah, only 3 KOs inflicted. There was a 4th one sustained, which I'm assuming is a failed leap or something like that. But it seems to be that the Chaos just kind of controlled the pitch. I'm assuming that there might have been either a quick sack or a blitz or something that let them get under a shallow kick.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's a good.
Or
it could be that the Kislev just scored really quick.
Yeah. That's probably the more likely scenario.
Yeah, look, this is like the third season I've done these now. I'm starting to get better at reading the. Finally, after 3 seasons, I feel like I'm starting to get better at reading the game stats and determining what happened to the game off of only that. And here, what I see is that Mr. Science Go, they have high ball possession, but also a lot of their possession was in their own half, which means that probably they didn't steal the ball. If they stole the ball early in their opponent's half, then I would. If they stole the ball, then they would have less occupation in their own half, really. That's what it comes down to. If they stole it early, then they would have more occupation in their opponents, and if they stole it late, then their opponents would have more occupation in their own.
Gotcha.
As it is, though, Royalton Circus had, I think that's 3 turns total holding the ball, and that was all in their opponent's half, so that sort of paints the picture of a quick score.
Yeah. The old Kislev 2 turn.
Yeah,
or possibly 3 turn.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have the Charlestown Chiefs versus Sugar and Spite, which is a 1-0 win for the Lizards.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would have expecting almost. There was only the one tackle piece for all that Blodge and Raj. Actually, I think I might have actually picked the Dark Elves, didn't I? You picked the lizards, and I was wrong. Yeah, I remember that. I was wrong on this one. You were right. And we got an M&G on the Mighty Blow tackle blitzer, which is that's gonna hurt depending on who their next opponent is.
Lizards also got a move bust on Orsaurus, but it was a rookie, so they might not care that much.
No, I mean he's line fodder now. Like you have to put Saurus on the line anyway.
Yeah.
A move bust isn't that big of a deal. So unless you have the money to replace it, you might as well just throw him on the line and wait till he dies.
Pretty much, I agree. If you have the surplus money, may as well replace him. If not, he's still going to be mostly doing his job on the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
This game had more blocks than the previous one we looked at, and not really many more injuries though. I guess a couple more. Just some badly hurts though. This looks like it was a lot more balanced game though.
Yeah, it looks like it was. I'm wondering when Molasses got injured, his Mighty Blow tackle blitzer. I wonder if that would have really affected his ability to punch the skinks.
Yeah, it definitely would have.
Yeah. So I'm thinking that he probably went out early. And Charlestown Chiefs had at least, I think, 160 or 70 in inducements. So they probably got a wizard as well, which definitely helps.
That definitely would have. Oh, you know what? One thing... Wait a second. Let me just try something here. Nope. Okay. I need to remind me when we're done. Or don't, you know. I'm not the boss of you. To make a request to REBBL.net that they put the
chosen inducements.
Yeah, the inducements into the match report.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
It would be really nice. Okay. Anyway. Last of all, because this division is just way too small. We have the CR Boys, Giant Stags versus the Fat Earthers. And disappointingly, but not unpredictably, the Elves win 3-0.
Yeah, Elves are tough for Ogres, especially once they've been developed some. A death, but it was on a loner. A movement bust on his strip ball war dancer, so we'll see what happens there. It also ended up getting no, it didn't get a level up. It just got the MVP. But I think you can keep that war dancer around until you get your other one gets better than that one.
Maybe. Like, the thing is, rookie war dancers are still really good, so
exactly.
I'm not gonna be hating having a rookie, but at the same time, something I have noticed, the Fat Earthers have been doing... They've consistently been dealing more damage this season than they did the last season. So...
Well, yeah, they got 2 Ogres with block now.
So I feel like the team is starting to get to the point where it can... I mean, it's maybe not at the point where they're winning games regularly, but I don't know if Ogres ever get to that point. But it is getting to that point where they're regularly hurting their opponents. And that's exciting in its own way.
That's what you want.
Especially as a viewer.
Yeah. And looking at CR Boys, he's keeping the War Dancer for now because he has no money.
Yeah, that's fair. He did also roll a level up on his other War Dancer, so...
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at one team.
All right.
Only one.
Look at your handy-dandy spreadsheet of what we have looked at. And I'm looking down the list, and the first one that doesn't have a fancy R under it is Frosting and Filling.
Okay, that's fair. That is technically true. Let's see if I can freaking find it. This would be much easier if I could read there it is.
There we go. Hey.
Okay, Frosting and Filling. 1710 TV for a team that is like what, a season and a half old?
Yeah, I don't know if they did Greenhorn and And whatchamacallit?
Uh, let's see.
No, they were a late ad last season, so if they did anything,
Yeah,
it was devastational.
it looks like it. They did not play in the Devastational.
So it is a team that has developed well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I can see why at this point that it's got pretty high TV. We got a strength up berserker and an agi up lineman that he's turned into a ball carrier, and I really like that.
I mean, sure, why not? It's either that or you take a cat. Wait, no, not a catcher. A runner.
Runner, yeah.
Why buy a runner when you can build your own? Well, I think the answer
Exactly.
to that is actually because it has Dauntless. But
Yeah,
why use your runner as a runner when it can be a Troll Slayer?
exactly.
A Troll Slayer with 7 movement.
But no strength access.
I
But,
mean, do you really need strength access?
well, with the amount of strength access you already have on the team, probably not. At least not how they work. But you've got 2 really nice berserkers. One that's just, a baby, got Mighty Blow. The other one is a strength 4 Mighty Blow piece. So that's going to be the one that's going to be hogging all the blitzes, I'm assuming. He's basically an Ulf Warner with a move or a armor bust and other skills.
Mm-hmm.
Still got your 2 Ulfs, one with block, which is good. I would try and, force feed the other one a touchdown. Agi 2 isn't that hard to force feed a touchdown if you get the opportunity just to go ahead and get him leveled as well.
Yeah, in any game where you have sufficiently murdered your opponent, you can probably get a touchdown on Agi 2. Especially with 6 movement.
With a Claw Mighty Blow Yeti and 2 Mighty Blow Berserkers, you should be doing pretty well in the murdering your opponent field.
Like, it's a bit more of an ask for, say, a Chaos Dwarf, because, yeah, I think a Chaos Dwarf is actually a good example, because the Chaos Dwarf is also movement too, but it's much less likely to be in touchdown range. But the Ulf has 6 movement. That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Having said that, yeah, like, this is a very well-developed team. How's it
He's got the token tackle lineman, the fend lineman. I do know that block fend is good in spam notation, but with only the one player, I don't know how useful that's going to be.
I guess it's line of scrimmage fodder, if nothing else.
Yeah. You got your token player.
I'm looking at the stats, actually. This team is 4-0-0 this season.
Nice.
Let's see. One of those wasn't a week 1 admin win. But other than that, it has won every game.
One thing that I would suggest at this point, I don't think he needs 4 rerolls with only 2 players without block.
Oh yeah, I think this team can definitely shed the 4th reroll. I mean, yeah, I sort of understand it if you want to take the greed rerolls, but at the same time, like, come on.
Yeah. You've already got a really safe team to do all of your blocks with.
Yeah.
And so I think 3 is really all you need.
Plus, at the end of the day, it's like, look at your TV, man.
Yeah. I guess it depends on a matchup scenario. If you come up to somebody who's going to get a lot of inducements on you, you can probably shed 60 of that off by just taking the reroll out.
Yeah, I mean,
you got a lot of money, no players you really need to buy. If you really want it, you can buy it again at the end of the game.
Oh, and a beer stand.
Yep, he's already got the beer stand, so he's got really nothing else to buy.
Yeah, that is fair. Like, I say definitely get rid of the 4th reroll, but I honestly wouldn't until I was playing against a team where the extra TV from it made a difference for inducements.
Yeah. But he's also got a cheerleader and a coaching assistant as well. So that's also TV you could shed in that situation. He just wants all the rerolls, and I don't hate that. So, hey, whatever.
I'm not a fan of the cheerleader and coaching assistant.
Oh, I mean, I'm not a fan of that. I'm just a fan of wanting all the rerolls.
I can appreciate that, but also cheerleaders and coaching assistants are objectively bad.
Yeah. I like kickoff return on the lineman since he's only movement 6.
Yeah,
and
that's nice.
Gets you just that much closer to the ball. It's a good. I think that's a good piece for you. I don't think you need the thrower anymore at this point, then, unless you really want to shed that reroll and keep a fourth one by giving it leader. But even then, I don't think it's really that much worth it. I just pick up an extra lineman to foul with.
Yeah, like, I feel like what does the thrower even do on this team? And, like, you just said it, the only thing it does is give you a leader reroll.
Yep.
Like, there's just no one here. There's no one here that is. You're not throwing the ball with this team.
I mean,
and you're not picking up with the thrower because you have your lineman who does that.
I could see why it's attractive because I've played Norse with a thrower before, and it gives you you put your hands on him. He's a designated ball carrier. He does have a pass reroll in a emergency situation. I mean, it's not terrible. You can still hand off fairly reliably as well. So.
Yeah, but
I don't think it's
does
needed
not
on
help
this team.
with handoffs.
Yeah, it's just not needed on this team.
Like, I feel like a catcher is more important than a thrower, and there are no catchers on this team to justify having the thrower. Like, the catcher needs to come first usually.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's like pretty much nitpicking for being real.
Yeah.
This is a very good looking
very
team,
nice team,
and judging by its stats, and by how it looks, I think it's going to perform really well this season.
Yep.
This might even be a contender for first place. I mean, it is in first place right now. It's undefeated.
That's true.
Don't let it finish undefeated, guys. If it gets first place, that's one thing, but do not let it go undefeated.
It's going to be really hard to go undefeated in a Swiss division anyway.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I don't think you're going to have to really worry about that.
Fair enough. Okay. That was Div 9. Let's look at 10A. Just right here. Oh, wait, no. I did it again. Every fucking time. No, back to Div 9. Games for this week. Every fucking time I forget this. And then I remember right after I change. Okay, so. What game are we not looking at?
I would say, since we just talked about frosting and filling a lot, we should definitely not do that one and do the other two.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Goats versus dwarves.
All right, and let me take a look at the leaderboard for this
dwarves
game.
are ahead of
I don't
goats.
think they are. The goats are in second from what it says in
Are
client.
they really?
Yeah, they're 3-0.
Oh, wow. I guess I could just look at my damn stats that I have literally right here, but why would I do that? That would give me a veneer of professionality, and we all know that's not a thing here. Yeah, I see what happened there. Is this even marked down right? Huh. Well, whatever. Yeah, he definitely has 3 wins. You know what? This is not marked right. No.
Oh.
I mean, my spreadsheet is not right. The stats in the game are correct.
Okay. But yeah, so we got the Agi Goats. That's what I'm going to call them for the rest of the season until they get a killer. So we have the Agi Goats against Duran's Dashley Dudes. They are, according to... Let me refresh this page because I'm missing their last game on the standings. They are 2-2. So, I mean, it could really go either way. I wouldn't think that a Chaos team built like this has a chance to outbash the Dwarves, but they definitely, with the way they're built, have a chance to outmaneuver them and outrun them. So it'll be an interesting matchup.
Here's the thing, though. We haven't actually had much opportunity to see how Negative Pro will perform this season. He is 3-1, but 2 of those wins are from admin wins. because
Gotcha.
he sort of just got unlucky that way, or lucky, I guess, depending on how he looks at it. But of the games he's played, he has won one of them, and that was against the Kislev that we looked at earlier, which I think was probably I think that was like a good demonstration match of what he's capable of, to be honest. Like it's not a murder team. Like I wouldn't bet against when he plays against Frosting and Filling. I'm not going to bet against Frosting and Filling, but he could do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I think how he does this week against the Dwarves will be a trendsetter for the rest of his season.
Yeah, he's got a 2-man advantage too, so he can take some hits and lose some players, and still have a full lineup. I don't know how I could call. Like, I think I might actually just call a tie on this one because I don't see a clear favorite.
That seems like a safe bet. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Negative Pro can do it. You can do it.
I think it'll all come down to the casualty dice for the dwarves.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Early removals.
But that's just playing dwarves.
That's true.
Okay, the other one, Royalton Circus versus the Fat Earthers. Yeah, it's gonna be the Kislev.
Yeah, I think so too. They've got too much Agi 4. Even with that one catcher out for the game, they have the 2 Agi 4 linemen. They got 3 other catchers. I think they're probably going to lose some key pieces in the process, but I think they'll end up being able to take it.
Yeah, the real question is, how many players will they lose against the Ogres?
Exactly.
I'm going to say they will lose a lineman and a catcher. Like a rookie lineman and a catcher.
Well, they don't have any rookie linemen. They've got...
Do they really not have any?
They don't have any. They're actually only fielding a 10-man team for this as well.
Okay. In that case, looking at the previous history for the Fat Earthers, that loner is going to die. And also, they'll take a stat bust on a catcher.
That, and I'm actually going to predict one of the Agi 4 linemen are going to bite it.
Okay. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. And now we will look at 10A for real. No false starts this time.
Yeah.
Okay, first game. The most important one of this whole recap. Of this whole week. Goblins win.
Yeah! Take that, Skaven.
Yeah! Go Goblins! And not only did they win 2-0.
Which is crazy. They had 75% ball possession as well. Only 25% in their house, 50% in the opposing half. Which, that could have been a blitz.
Yeah, this was probably stealing the ball.
Yep. We've got only an MNG on a blitzer, or a storm vermin for the Skaven, so no real injuries of note. Let's see. Bambino's Rebellion, it's like one of the few times where Skaven actually get to outblock a team. Only 11 for the Goblins, which is crazy to me with 2 trolls, two trolls and all the other awesome things that you have.
Now, do you know what I like? I mean, there's a lot of things here that I like. I like the Goblins won. I like stunties. I like that they have 5 expulsions. I also like that when I look at their stats, they have 1 KO inflicted. But when I look at the Bambino Rebellion stats, they have 1 KO sustained and 5 casualties sustained. So, you know that there was a lot of fouling and secret weapon shenanigans going on here.
Yeah, but what's also crazy to me is they caused only 2 armor breaks in 23 blocks against goblins. That's crazy to me.
Also, this goblin leveled up twice in one game.
Did he now?
And what a level up. Yeah, he got both, the same goblin got both touchdowns. He was at 5 out of 6, he got both touchdowns and MVP. And you know what he got in his level up?
Ooh, dirty player.
Dirty player and sidestep.
I love it.
I also love it. It is great. It is terrific. It is the best.
Yeah, I mean, sidestep will keep him alive longer too, so
Mm-hmm.
you have an actual dirty player now, which is fantastic.
I wonder if he also got, if this player also got expelled. Uh, with 5 expulsions, maybe
Oh.
not. It depends on what the inducements were.
He had Nabla, so 2 chainsaws, a fanatic,
Mm-hmm.
and a bombardier. So 1 goblin or troll got
So there's a
got sent off.
chance that it was true MVP tax stump.
Tax Stump for Superstar Shootout. Tax Stump is the man.
The new meme goblin is here. Okay then. On that note, next up, Serpent Lords versus Elves behaving badly. With the Elves winning 1-0 against the other Elves.
Yeah. So we got a dead rookie lineman. No big deal. That was on the Serpent Lords side, and just some badly hurts on the other side for Elves behaving badly. So it
Yep.
ended up not being a very bloodthirsty game, at least.
Which it is Elves, albeit Dark Elves, so that makes sense.
We got our touchdown on a blitzer who got a level, which is nice, assuming he's going to get blodge.
If anything, actually, it's quite odd that it was such a low scoring game.
I know. I probably was something to do with even ball possession, so it's probably turned it into a scrum, or at least as much of a scrum as Elves can do. 34 blocks to 28. It seems like a fairly average, scrum for a little bit, then run away and screen and stall kind of situation. I'd have to look at it. Elves behaving badly had a lot of +2 fame they had to have had, because they had 16,000 supporters to 5,000. I don't know how much kickoff events came into play for this.
Yeah, that's definitely +2 fame. That's like triple fame. That's +3 fame if it was a thing.
Yeah. So that can definitely affect the things if like a pitch invasion happened or something like that. But yeah, seems like a fairly even fight. It surprises me that there's so few blitzers and positionals on either of these teams. They've both been beat up pretty bad.
This is not the division for Dark Elf supremacy.
No.
Okay. Next up, we have the 2-0 win for the Jonestown Journeyman over the Bastion Lizzies, rather. And the pros won this, but they definitely took a bit of a beating to do it. Or so I say, but none of it was permanent.
Yeah.
On the other hand, in the 3 armor breaks the Elves managed, one of them outright killed a skink.
Well, skinks are meant to explode.
Yeah, I mean, it is a skink, but...
I wonder if he appoed him.
I mean...
I don't see, it looks like whatever injury, there's one cat.
I'm certain he did not, because it's only showing 1 injury for the lizards. So that injury is definitely where the other apple went.
Yeah. And there was only 1 casualty sustained for the journeyman. I don't see any injury on the report, so he definitely appoed that one.
It will forever remain a mystery as to what it was.
Yeah. Both blitzers leveled, which is fantastic. Got your only 3 journeymen were on the team this week, so hopefully we'll have less of them next week.
It is the coach's stated goal to have no journeymen. Honestly, I think he probably should be playing a different team for that. But I cannot argue with his results.
Maybe that's the game
in winning games. I can definitely argue with his results in keeping journeymen alive.
Maybe that's his actual drive for playing the team, is to see how well he can keep the journeyman off the team.
Well, as it turns out, not very well.
Yeah.
Although better than some. Pro Elf coaches, I will admit.
It is true.
Okay. Next up, we have Sugar and Spikes versus the Greenskin Brawlers and Orc Off. Won by the Brawlers 2-0.
I am. Let's see. We got 4 Kazas for the Sugar and Spite, so they damaged the Greenskin Brawlers, but they still lost the game.
The Sugar and Spite took a Agibust on a Line Orc, so who even cares? It was a level 3 Line Orc, but it's still a Line Orc. He's not going to touch the ball. Greenskin Brawlers, though, they may have won this game, but they definitely took a huge hit to attrition. This death is from a Black Orc, and they also took a Niggle on a Line Orc, that's a dead Line Orc.
Yeah, I don't see the Black Orc had no SPP, so it's not a huge deal. Hopefully he has the money to replace him.
I mean, the thing is, like, he definitely doesn't have the money to replace a Black Orc and a Lion Orc, though, and you want to replace both of them here.
Yeah, but I mean, you've got I don't know how accurate this thing that I'm looking at now. You already had 12 players, so if you can replace one of them, you're going to have a full team.
Here's the thing, though. That 12th player is a Goblin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does have the Goblin there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, a Niggle on 89 isn't the end of the world in a first season div.
I mean, I think you're still replacing it as soon as possible, but you're right, you can afford to keep it for a couple extra games.
Exactly. And then, yeah. But you got 2 Blitzer level ups, which is nice. No level ups on Sugar and Spikes. 87% ball possession for the Greenskin Brawlers, so it was 100% controlled by them. I'm assuming they probably just stalled and scored at the end of both halves.
Yeah, I think that's a safe assumption.
Pretty equal on the blocks, 41-40. Just a few more armor breaks to Sugar and Spikes. More meaningful ones, at least, too. Though they did suffer a lot of KOs, so...
yeah, I don't know how Greenskin Brawler won this 2-0 with the amount of damage they took. Like, I feel like this must have been all late damage.
Possibly.
I cannot see them scoring 2-0 against another Orc team at this grid of a player disadvantage. I guess Sugar and Spikes did take a lot of KOs, so maybe they went out and just stayed out all game.
It's possible. The troll definitely helps having an extra strength on most of the players. So
yeah, at this level of development, the troll helps a bit. Okay.
Yeah.
We have next up Border Boys versus With a Rebel Yell, which is a 1-1 draw. I see a dead ghoul here.
Yeah, but ghouls are meant to die. And he stole the MVP and leveled.
Well.
Good job, Mike Patton.
There's also for the Khemri. They got a ton of level ups this game. Like, look at all this SVP.
Holy crap.
It is crazy. Which I guess they just murdered. 7 injuries, 1 kill. That's where all that SVPs came from. Also, a successful pass. And they did take a niggle on a Blitzraw, though.
Both sides got hit a lot. It just seems that the Khemri's regen worked a little bit more.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of SPP for With a Rebel Yell, so that does seem to be the case.
Ended up with leveled up Tomb Guardian, 2 leveled up Throw Raws, and a leveled up Blitzraw. Be interested to see what Blue Steel got. I would go with Palm first, since you've already got a tackle piece, but I don't know what he would have done. Maybe I will, if we haven't looked at them yet, check them out in the review section.
Maybe. We have definitely looked at one of those 2 teams.
Yeah, we've already looked at Boner Boys. I'm looking at it now.
Okay, we've looked at both of them, actually, already. Okay. Oh, well. Next up, we have Hornstars versus the Hierarchy, and Hornstars win 1-0. Magic Chaos does it again! Although I would have preferred to see Brett's win in this
I think
case.
this is... Well, the Hornstars are more Murder Chaos. They've got 3 Mighty Bow players, only 1 Agi Up Beastman. So they were trying their best to punch things to death. Only got 2 casualties.
As I said, I would have preferred to see the Bretts win.
Yeah. Not a lot of armor breaks, though, for that much Mighty Blow, though. 8 out of 33 blocks, so it looks like...
If I had to guess, they struggled to get through all of the wrestle and block, which I think we theorized would happen last week.
Yeah, because there wasn't a whole lot of block on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Or any tackle to deal with all those blitzers. But they still won.
Yeah, that's just... I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. You see, this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't have enough peasants. If you can't foul every turn, then how are you supposed to prove your noble supremacy?
It's true. It is true. They've got they had 20 more blocks. What surprises me though is only 18% ball possession for Hierarchy.
Wow.
Which tells me the ball stayed on the ground for a while.
Yeah, the ball possession in this game was not especially high, and wow. They outblocked the Murder Chaos team by almost 2/3.
Yeah.
I think I figured out why they
They lost because they were punching too much.
What happened in this game?
Playing ball.
Like, this is a really these stats are weird. These feel like the opposite of how they should be.
I'm seeing a scrum where each team had like 2 or 3 people on the ball, so nobody could actually pick it up.
Yeah, that seems plausible. Like maybe Hierarchy had a weak cage. Yeah, TV's pretty similar. Yeah, that's my run. Maybe they had like a weak cage or something. Chaos knocked the ball loose, and then it was just scrum for a whole half.
Yeah.
These numbers still feel just strange. Oh well. Last of all, we have Common Nightmares versus the Cub Scouts, which is 0-all.
Which is unfortunate. No real damage was really done either.
I don't think it's unfortunate that none of the werewolves got any touchdowns. No, actually, one of them did level up.
Yeah, one of them did. He got Scooby Poo got a MVP and leveled.
Mm-hmm.
Zombie stole an MVP. Frizz Fagors. Oh, he was a Pokemon. Yeah. 3 casualties for the Club Scouts on Common Nightmares, but only one of them stuck on a badly hurt. So, and then there's an MNG on a loner for the other side. So, just seems like everybody just blocked a lot and nobody actually scored.
Just early Necro doing Necro things, pretty much.
Club Scouts had 300 inducements, so there was definitely a wizard in play.
Yeah, so they did.
Don't see any star players, so most likely a reroll and a babe, maybe? With the other 150?
Common Nightmares. How did... Oh, wait, no, I see. Yeah, I was...
there were two loner zombies that will add...
3, actually.
As well. Yeah.
Is that zombie not shown on the REBBL.net? TV,
I see 3 of them.
Because the TV shows should include those loners, but it may not.
Oh, then I don't know.
Like, you know what? It should show it in... No, it doesn't, because freaking Bloodpool 2... Just a sec. I want to confirm this now. We're doing science. Common Nightmares. Their TV is at... well, now they have a bunch of zombies, so... Because they... No, I'm looking at the wrong team. The Cub Scouts. The Club Scouts. Yeah, they still have a bunch of zombies. That is at 1150 right now. If you add 3 zombies to what would that? 140 to their previous one, it would be 1160. So yeah, I think that does not include the zombies.
Gotcha. Well, regardless, there was a wizard in play, and I'm assuming it probably did work as
Yeah.
there's no scores.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely still had the wizard. So that seems like a safe bet. Okay then, let's look at some teams now. I think I just sort of, I don't want to look at that team. I don't care. We're saving it for later when it has more development. Any teams you want to look at?
I'm not sure which team you were talking about.
The one I just looked at to check his TV.
Oh, the Club Scouts? Yeah, let's, I'm gonna do my
actually, I know which one I want to do, but no, you pick yours first.
I was gonna go with the very top of the list, Bambino's Rebellion.
Okay, that is not the one I was gonna pick, so, good for you. You're not gonna force me to pick a new one. Yeah. This is a rat team. It has 11 players, and 2 of them are MNG. Did it take an MNG on the gutter runner last game?
Yeah, he had 2 MNGs coming into the next one.
Okay,
And one
I must have missed that. One of them was also niggled, I believe you were saying.
Yeah, the Blitzer or the Blodge gutter runner is niggled, so he's probably gonna want to replace that one as soon as possible. But he's got some. He needs a bench right now. That would be my first thing.
He needs a bench. I think he needs to get more SVP on his Storm Vermins in particular.
Yeah. I think SVP in general would do him well. It looks like his linemen have stolen all 4 of his MVPs so far, though.
Yeah, that is what that looks like. That is definitely what that looks like. Maybe
but he's got
this one
he's got a wrestle one. He's got a dirty player. I wouldn't really want to foul with him with only 11 players on a Skaven team, but if you can get a bench, oh hell yeah, he's gonna be great.
He does have one MVP on a gunner and 1 on a Storm Vermin.
Gotcha. That must have been from Greenhorn.
Yeah.
Or some of these MVPs came from Greenhorn.
Yeah, he played 2 Greenhorn games, so that would add up.
Here we go. But yeah, so I would try personally just focus SPP on your other Storm Vermin and your Gutter Runners that are level 1 to get them Blodge or Raj, so they're protected. Pick up some bench, 2 or 3 would be good, and you'll be off to the races.
Honestly, I feel like I wouldn't even try and focus SPP on a Gutter Runner. Like, okay, I might go, okay, I want to give it to this Gutter Runner instead of this other Gutter Runner, but you don't need to really focus on giving SPP to Gutter Runners in general, because they just get it. All of your SPP on a rat team is concentrated there by default anyway. Where I would actually like to see him focus on is getting to level 3 on his Storm Vermins. Like, one of them already has Claw, so we can get Mighty Blow, and the other one is at 0 out of 6.
Oh yeah, you definitely put your touchdowns on your Storm Vermins when you have the chance. But if you have the opportunity and they're not available, you want to get, Blodge or Raj on your Gutter Runners just so they're that much more protected from getting hurt as well. Because early Skaven still have the problem of getting hurt, and then their players aren't that expensive, but with only 30k in the bank and you still need to buy a bench, you don't want to be spending out 80k for Gutter Runner replacements.
I mean, Gutter Runners are insanely cheap for what they offer you. They're like, they're probably the most TV efficient player in the game.
Yep.
Because, yeah. Every good comparison to a Gutter Runner is like, okay, this is good like a Gunner Runner, except it's an expensive one. Every single one.
Yeah.
Except for, I guess, Werewolves and War Dancers. They are sort of in their own niche. where it's okay for them to be a bit more expensive. But no, like for the Agi scoring role, gutter runners are OP. Okay, gutter runners are OP.
You think everything's OP though that's faster than a dwarf?
Mostly gutter runners though. Also, they have they are disappointingly lacking in model variation. There is only one face for gutter runners, and they don't really have great mutations either. I mean, in terms of looks, it's a bit really gutter runners are a bit of a letdown overall, is what I'm saying.
Okay, but all right. So, keep doing what you're doing. Arbery. How do I pronounce that? Arbor. Probably Arbor. I don't know.
Okay.
Keep doing what
Yeah.
you're doing.
I mean, I don't think you can really go wrong with this. The longer you play with your team, as long as it does not self-destruct, it'll just keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah.
The Rat Ogre isn't even that bad. I mean, it's not really... It's suboptimal, maybe, but it's not bad.
No. Everybody says if you're gonna start with if you're gonna have a rat ogre, you should be at the start.
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't buy another one if it dies, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, ride that train until
it
he
dies.
hit the bucket. Yeah.
And if he lives long enough, he may even turn into a new REBBL meme. Just
There you
don't force it. Please. Okay, so the team I want to look at is the Greenskin Brawlers.
All right.
Which I have not done before. I checked that only after I had picked them, so you know. Good.
So it looks like let's take a look. Greenskin Brawlers, Professor Chaos. No team motto. So I know you're happy about that.
I'm really the opposite.
With the troll build on this one, with only 11 players for the next game and 30k in the bank, so that goblin is on the field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming he's probably going to want to use him as the ball carrier and cage him up real nice and tight.
Honestly, that might be what happens here.
Then you got two guard blitzers, which are nice. A tackle blitzer. Just an MNG on the other blitzer, but it's a Palmer. He's probably going to wish that he still had it for the next game, but it's not the end of the world to miss that for one game. All four Black Orcs, one with block. I know one of them died last game, but it had 0 SPP, so it wasn't really any SPP lost.
Yeah, so he just replaced a Black Orc right away.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a good start to a team.
If there's one issue here, is that you need more SPP on the Black Orcs.
Yeah, but that's kind of hard to do. Like
it is hard to do. Like, if you look at this team, it is clear. Actually, this team has done a pretty good job of developing. But it is also clear that it has been feeding more development to the Blitzers than the Black Orcs. And that tends to happen sort of naturally, but you really need to push hard, especially in the early on, to get your SP, as much SP as you can on those Black Orcs.
Yeah. It's hard when the Blitzers are tied for the highest agility and have the best movement on the team. So I get it just naturally ends up being the Blitzers who score the most.
Yeah. I will say, I do not like having a troll and a thrower at the same time on an orc team. At least not at this TV. You can maybe get away with it like when you're really heavily developed.
Yeah, it should be one or the other.
Yeah. I think a thrower is fine on a rookie orc team and a troll is fine on a rookie orc team, but I think having both, you erode your linemen too much. Like, this team has a 1 lineman on it. It had 2, I think, before it fired. No. It has 1 lineman on it.
I think he replaced both the Black Orc and the Niggled lineman.
Yeah, he did. That's what caught me off guard. 1 lineman is not enough. And this team is definitely putting the troll and 2 black orcs on the line of scrimmage. And, like, the troll is like, oh, whatever. But you don't, like, you want the option of not putting black orcs on the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, they get killed. And this team cannot do that. And the reason it cannot do that is because it has the thrower and the troll. Ideally, I think orcs do want to get to 16 players, or not 16, 12 players really quickly. Usually that, if you have a thrower, that is an extra lineman, so you can sit off the thrower if you want. And usually for the troll, that is the goblin, of course. But now you have the goblin, but it also needs to serve as an extra if your players get removed, and it's just not very good. I mean, this is me saying that about a goblin, so this is not an optimal usage.
Yeah, I mean, he's still doing well.
Mm-hmm.
He's 5 wins and 1 draw, so it's not like
Oh yeah, like for sure,
he's not doing well.
I cannot criticize the results here. This team is performing very well. I just really don't love this roster. If this team had like 200 more TV development and it had 13 players, then I would be much more okay with this.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of playing however you want to play, and hey, you're winning, so good on you. What do I know? But I definitely would pick up another lineman or 2, and yeah, it'd be a great team.
Are you saying that I am not a undisputed source in all things orc?
I'm just saying you seem to be going pretty hard on him. And I was like,
yeah,
hey, it's not that bad.
yeah, okay, actually that's fair. Yeah, no, like, despite my criticism, you are clearly performing very well, so you know what? You probably know what you're doing. If you keep doing well, then that's certainly gonna not shut me up, but but it will definitely prove me wrong while I continue to not shut up. Okay, on that note, let's look at a couple of matches from this week, and then we can wrap this up.
All right.
Well, I mean, there's one match here that excites me. And it is the first match.
It's the Goblin match. It's always the Goblin match.
I mean, it's not always the Goblin match. It is often the Goblin match. But here's what I'm thinking. The REBBL has gotten a whole lot of draws this season, I believe. Let me double check and verify that. Yeah, actually, they've gotten a whole lot of draws this season. They have drawn in 3 out of 4 of their matches. Honest Cobb just came off of a win. I feel like there's potential here for the Goblins to really do something special.
It's gonna come down to if the Goblins get diced, and this is my stance on it because I'm taking a gander at the undead team. No tackle, only 3 block players, one of them being a ghoul. So it's gonna be tough for them to actually bring goblins down. Also,
I will say, oh, actually no, never mind. Continue. Sorry.
He took piling on a guard mighty blow mummy.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't hate piling on a mummy, to be honest. Well, actually, is that true? I like piling on a tomb guardian. I'm not sure about on a mummy. I feel like mummies are more important to keep standing.
Yeah, mummies need to really be standing up pretty much at all times.
Maybe as like a level 5 pick, but you know what? We're not getting into that team right now.
Exactly. But I don't, with no block, I don't know how much damage that mummy's going to be able to do, because he's not going to be able to get things on the ground. He's going to be getting 3 dice blocks, but he's fishing for pals. If in a turnover situation, a both down might help you, but with only movement 3, every time you're putting him on the ground, it's going to be that much harder to get him into a position to be able to be useful again.
What might happen is it might hunt trolls.
Yeah, but it's going to come down to which big guys can take out
Mhm.
the other big guys first.
Yeah, pretty much.
And honest to God, does have a block troll, right? I think he does have one.
That sounds familiar.
So, no, yeah, he does. Block guard troll
Mhm.
and then a rookie. So, I'm actually, I want to pick the goblins in this one.
Hmm.
It's going to come down to block dice and if he can get pals.
Okay, well, let it be known, it was you and not me who said that the Goblins will win. Moving on.
Okay.
What team do you want to look at? What game, rather?
Let's look at Jonestown Journeyman and Sugar and Spikes.
Jonestown Journeyman is going to win.
Is what?
The Journeymen are going to win.
Oh, you're just saying that.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. What do I think? Most likely yes. Elves are really good against orcs.
Mhm.
Oh, they can be. They can be. If orcs can pick up the ball and cage up, it's really hard for especially newer elves to be able to get in and get the ball. And Sugar and Spikes has a lot of block and got one Mighty Blow Blitzer. It could come down to just a good old 2-1 bash fest. He's gonna have at least one. He's got one Niggled Lineman that's coming into the game unless he does replace it, which I don't think he can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, he cannot replace that Niggled Lineman. I might actually give this to the Orcs 2-1.
It could happen, but I'm gonna go with the Journeyman. I think it'll be the Journeyman. I think they have been doing a little bit better this season overall compared to the Sugar and Spikes. And more importantly, I think they've proven that they can play from a player disadvantage.
Yeah, they definitely can.
Mhm.
It'll be almost a coin flip, but just looking at, if everything goes without any kind of like crazy hoopla, like pitch invasions or blitzes and that kind of stuff, I think the orcs, if they play smart, they should have this game.
I guess we will see.
Yep.
And on that note, I believe we are done.
Woohoo! Dinner time.
Woo! Yeah, I'm also gonna go eat. Actually, I mean it's only like 8 at night. That's not that bad. I think it's later for you actually. So.
No, it's 7:45. I'm Pacific as well.
Okay. Who the hell was I thinking of then?
It was Gengar.
No, I wasn't thinking of Gengar. He's on the other side of the damn planet. Maybe I was thinking of Nosedives. Anyway. Anyway, we're done. So
Yeah. Go to bed.
Yeah. Have good games, everyone.